Everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Linda from the Crafting Depot, and I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. I hit the wrong button on my camera. So what I did in the first time was showed you how to decorate a cover. So what I did was I have this old book that was ratty-tatty, falling apart, and I took the insides out. And instead of going over this whole thing step by step, I'm going to show you what I did. So I took a piece of material from the dollar store that I really liked, and I measured it to be like maybe about an inch around, bigger than the book. And then, pretend this isn't here right now, this signature, because I hit the wrong button. I kind of cut like a U shape. And then when I glued it down, I glued the corner so I didn't have as much bulk. I used Mod Podge to glue all this down. So what I did before I glued it was I put Mod Podge on the outside of the book, and then I took the material and I laid it down over the book, and I didn't even iron it, because what happens with glue is you can stretch it out and there's no wrinkles, as you will see. Then, like I said, I cut the corners like this. I flipped it in so I didn't have as much bulk, and then I used Mod Podge again around the outside, the hangover, and I flipped it in and I pasted it down. The next thing I did was I took another piece of the material and I placed it, I placed it down first. I did this first, and then I did the outside cover. The next thing I did was I took papers out of my botanical books, and I used them instead of scrapbook paper to cover the inside and of the front and the back of the book. Then what I just showed everybody was I made a template, and you don't have to do a template, but I used a template, and I put it in the spine, and I used a Sharpie marker, and I marked pardon me, I marked the holes. Then I used the template to also mark the holes. This is upside down. To mark the holes on my signatures. So there's 5 signatures, and each signature has 10 pages. So I marked the holes on each signature, and then I took a crocodile. And I went on to 1/8. If you're going to make books, I highly recommend this. You can use an awl to do your to make your journals, but I knew I was going to be making a lot, so I did the crocodile, and it's well worth the investment. So it has several settings. You can make larger holes. You can see this is a bigger. Can you see that? Or you can make a smaller hole, which is what I'm using. You can also attach eyelets. You can also attach eyelets to it by, first you put your hole in, and then you would move it down. Oh wait, you would put your hole in, right? Why isn't it going down now? Because I'm not on the, you punch your hole, and then you would move it up like this, and there's a little, if you can see it, there's a little attachment that you, and then there's a little, it's a raised bump, and then it just presses your eyelets down. So it's a really good investment, especially if you're going to do books. So that was a very quick introduction. There's so many videos online about how to make books, but I just wanted to do it simple and try to get my videos to be shorter. So the next one that I'm going to put in, I'm going to show you how I did it. The first one went in really well. So I'm going to do 3. I'm going to stretch it out 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And these scissors are great scissors. They're by Fiskar. They're small little scissors, and they're great for cutting small things and fussy cutting. They're good for that too. Okay, so I already did this, and now this particular string has wax on it, which makes it easy to sew signatures. And because I've already done one, there's going to be some wax stuck in here. The first one went great, and then of course I pressed the wrong button. And all right, let me put you on hold. You don't need to see me struggle. So I got the wax thread through. You can use embroidery thread also. So here it is, and you can see as I'm pushing through, it pushes a lot of the wax. This is a very waxy thread. So the first thing you want to do is open up your signature to the middle page. Now these signatures have 10 pages, and a couple of them I also included some music paper, but not on all of them. So here is the middle. So what I want to do is go through the middle. Wait a minute, I don't have my ring light on. Let me get my light on. There we go, a little bit better. I'll move this out of the way. Okay, so I went into the middle of my signature, and now where my next hole is in the middle, I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to pull it out, and I'm just going to leave a little bit of thread, okay? Then I'm going to go to the top, and I want to make sure that I don't go into the wrong signatures. Like I could have easily gone in here. I want to make sure I go into the next hole, which is right here. And then I'm going to come out, in or out, whatever. And I'm going to go through my signatures. I'm going to pull it up like that. And then I'm going to go through the bottom signature. So I'm through the papers. And usually this goes easy when you're not on camera. It's when you're on camera sometimes it's a little bit challenging. Okay, so now I'm through the bottom, but I want to make sure that I go through the right hole. That's the big thing here. So you look on your back, and yes, I'm through the right hole. So I'm going to go through the bottom, and then I'm going to come out again through the middle. So here is the middle. No, wait. Yeah, I want to come through the middle. I'm sorry about that. I hit the camera. And then I want to come through the signature. I want to make sure I come through the signature. Did I go through right? Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm through the signature, and as you can see, both threads, I don't know if you can see that, both threads are on the same side of this bridge thing right here. I want one thread to be on one side, and I want the other thread to be on the other side. And here we go. We're going to tie that, and we're... just so okay, the way I was taught is to make 3 knots, tie it 3 times. So you got a snug tied. So that's 1. Then you're going to go under, 2, and then over, 3. Now some people make the strings longer past the end of the book, and you can add beads and stuff. I'm not going to do that. So that's, now I just put in my second signature. Now you can also get yourself a bone folder, and then like after each one you can just flatten it down. Or you can use the back of a scissor, whatever works for you. Wherever you are in your journey. Okay? All right, so I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all 5 signatures in, and I just want to recap. So what I did was I took out a piece of material. This is the material. This is actually another piece that will fit over another book. And I measured it so that it was like an inch or, a little less than an inch around the whole entire thing. I cut into the corners, not all the way to the book, but just a little outside, just so that there wasn't as much bulkage. And then I also cut a piece for the spine. So I laid the spine down first inside. You can't see it now because I covered it, but I laid the spine down first, and then I put my I used Mod Podge. A lot of times in the past I've used Fabrifix by Beacon, but I have used Mod Podge in the past when my daughter was 2 years old. I used to make Easter baskets with these big fabric bows, and I used Mod Podge, and it worked fantastic, and I folded them up and I put them over the handles of the baskets, and it worked really well. So I said, let me try it. I tried it, and I'm here to tell you it works fantastic. So I also took out some paper from my botanical pages, and I trimmed it a little bit, and I put them on the inside of the cover. Okay, then I took my 8x11 paper, copy paper, and I just folded it in half, and I 10 sheets each, and I have my 5 signatures, and it fits perfectly. So now this book is it is 6 inches wide, and it is 9 1/8 inch long. So I don't even have to cut the pages. They fit in this book perfectly. But now what I have, and a lot of books are exposed spines, but for this book I want to change it. I have a snippet roll, and there's some pink in here and flowers and stuff. So I am going to cut it. And I got these scissors online. They're called Guggenheims. I think I paid $24 for them, and I really like them. So I'm just going to cut out a piece. And this is going to be too long. So I'm going to trim it right here. And then I'm going to use the Fabrifix this time. Why am I using Fabrifix? I don't know. I'm going to use the Fabrifix because it's on the outside. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my spine, and I'm going to cover with a nice generous amount. And this particular, many of you who are following me probably know this already. It's called the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And there are other bookbinding stitches that you can do. But this is very easy, very simple. And these are wonderful gifts to give to your friends and your family. I mean, they're treasured items because they're all handmade. As a matter of fact, I have friends that come over, they see what I'm doing, and they're all asking me for books. So they're keeping me busy. And here we go. So now I'm going to lay this out like this so that I have it a nice... And this material is in my fabric packs if you're interested. Okay. And then I'm just going to lay that on top, and I'm going to press that down just for a few minutes. And now I have a covered spine. And just to recap on this material, on the papers, these are all eco-dyed papers with exception for the blue one, which is, I used RIT dye, and I did a video on it. And then I enhanced a lot of it with acrylic paints, and I'm going to do a lot more. So this is all I wanted to show you today, was just how to make your spines, not your spine, your book. And there's plenty of tutorials on the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I just wanted to do a real quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. I do lots of videos. I'm also working on some art journals, and I do a lot of watercolor. So if you're interested, just follow along. I'd love to have you. And for those people that have been sticking it out with me, I'm truly grateful. And I wish you all a wonderful day. Okay, bye-bye, guys.